Well, good morning. This is Ian R. Crane here, and as you can see here in the southwest of England, it's a beautiful morning, but unfortunately the sunrise is somewhat spoiled by the massive amounts of sky fracking that's been going on, and it's still going on. Look at this. You know, don't tell me this is natural. And if nothing else, this is a massive form of pollution that everybody seems to want to ignore. It actually seems far easier to get people to acknowledge the damage of what's going to potentially happen anything between 5,000 and 10,000 feet beneath their feet, but not to look up and see what's occurring here in the skies. But you know, that's for another time. This morning, let's get the camera back on the subject matter here. There we go. This very crisp and frosty morning, but very pleasant apart from the sky fracking, which probably means that we're going to get some rain or some snow. There's an interesting one. There's a black sky frack up there as opposed to the usual white. However, call me a conspiracy theorist. Oh well, David Rose already has. By the way, David, I'm sure that you're probably on the cusp of writing an article about all of the transgressions associated with the people who work in the oil and gas industry. Seeing as you took great delight in identifying about half a dozen people who have some unfortunate history in the anti-fracking community, I can assure you that there is one hell of a lot more who are actually on the payroll of the oil and gas industry, and we may well be taking a look at some of those unfortunate individuals a little later in the week. But here we are. It's Tuesday, the 19th of December, and so this is literally one day shy of the 6-week marker since Third Energy submitted their application to Greg Clark, Secretary of State for Business, Energy and Industrial Strategy, for permission to frack at Kirby Misperton. And the kit is still sitting there. Pumps are circulating the water to stop it freezing, but basically the kit is sitting there waiting for Greg Clark to sign it off, or not, as the case may well be, one hopes. Well, today actually I'm going to look at somebody else in the UK oil and gas industry that really is a massive fail, and that's Ken Cronin of UKOOG. And Ken Cronin has been the chief of UKOOG basically since it was set up what is it now, nearly 5 years ago, to promote the UK onshore oil and gas industry. And basically, Ken, you have failed dramatically. And of course, your background is PR. You actually know very little about the mechanics of the oil and gas industry, other than what you've learned in your role as PR. And prior to joining UKOOG, you had 10 years with Creed Gavin Anderson. And it seems that you were part of quite a significant staff walkout back in 2013, but then you had something else to go to, one assumes, to head up UKOOG. And you'd been the UK managing partner there, so you're obviously in quite a senior position. But obviously things weren't going your way, and you spat your proverbial dummy out and left and came to join UKOOG. And I just want to read you UKOOG's charter. It says, in June 2013, UKOOG launched its Shale Community Management Charter, which outlines the steps that the industry will take to mitigate concerns surrounding safety, noise, dust, truck movements, and other environmental issues. The industry recognises that it is critical that it has an open and honest dialogue with the public about what potential for shale gas in the UK means for communities. Now, let me just reiterate that final paragraph there. The industry recognises that it is critical that it has an open and honest dialogue with the public